Welcome back to Your Town. I'm Jess Ryan, and I love this show. I love being involved, not only because I'm an alum of West Liberty, but also because I love to highlight some of the special organizations that we have. And I feel like both of ours today are organizations you may not be familiar with that I'm going to encourage you to give a try. So again, what I said about the symphony, rethink what you know about symphonies. Well, my next guest, rethink about what you think about libraries, because Alex is amazing and a firecracker and tries to involve the community so much in everything they do. So Alex Schneider, the director of the Brooke County Libraries, thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Sure, good to see you. So you always have so much going on, lots of events.
Things, yes.
So outside of coming in and, taking books and taking them home and reading them, the libraries do so much more than that. What do you guys have coming up?
Well, the biggest thing I guess we could really talk about is us revamping a program, and it's not for want of lack of registration. It was just we wanted to go a different route with registration. We've wanted a online platform for reading programs for years, and right when COVID rolled around and reared its ugly head to everybody, we had been offered this opportunity by the Library Commission. They were going to be paying for our reading platform. So we learned over the years what capacity it can do. It's all of our summer reading. So summer reading is completely digital, meaning you register all of your books, you register your reading time, all of our reading programs. But the 1,000 books before kindergarten hadn't been touched in a while. It was complete paper registration. It can be a little bit of a bear because I have 2 locations. So then you would have a family that would be visiting the Follansbee branch, and I think I registered in Wellsburg, so we'd have to call down for them to pull the application to fix it, or say, hey, they read another 100 books. So by using the reading platform now, it'll allow kind of a one-stop shop. All of our reading programs will be on our Read Squared. Everything from the summer reading to kind of reading programs we may do throughout the year to 1,000 books. So we have 52 reads through the year. So it's a program where we're encouraging to try to read 52 books throughout the 52 weeks, but you don't have to read the 52 books. It's just read through those 52 weeks. Read them. We would like to start getting some different programs together to get those participants in the library and say, let's celebrate this year. But the 1,000 books was, we were getting everything else kind of polished, and we really needed to revisit that. So we've re-rolled it out. We've gotten all of the old registrants entered in by hand, kind of to see where we are with finishing, who's finished the program, who may have phased out the program. So 1,000 books before kindergarten, and is ours, and including a lot of other libraries, but a library can adopt the program and run with it how they want, is our way to try to help a family encourage and help support their child from birth to before they enter in kindergarten. So we see the news, we see all of the lovely statistics about, we're lower in reading scores, or we need to work on this, or before they hit, 3rd grade, they're struggling a bit. And the goal is that we have this program that's fantastic for a kid to do with their family. So from birth to pre-K, meaning that they're in your hands at first, in your arms, you're reading to them. Mm-hmm. They eventually morph into your lap, you know what I mean? You see them kind of grabbing the book, enjoying it, and then morphing into where they're reading to you. Right. So the goal would be reading 1,000 books before they hit kindergarten. And every time they hit 100 book mark, they get a sticker. Stickers are everything in a child's life, so we know that. And then when they hit the 1,000 book, we take their photo. It ends up on the wall. They get a backpack filled with school supplies, and kind of just a nice little thing to say, hey, you've completed an awesome program. But we've kind of done a little bit different, where we've added some more to it. So we have this cool little board now that you can get your photos in front of, and it makes it look like it's an Instagram post, and it says, I grew as a reader. And the biggest thing was a early literacy bag that we've also implemented. So the goal was that the family signs their child up for 1,000 books before kindergarten, and the first thing that they get as a registrant is the early literacy kit. Now, I've kind of stolen nicely the concept from another library that I use with my son, that I thought it was a fantastic idea. Making sure that these families have something at home. You might not be able to afford some of the items, or it's just getting out there to get the items and collect it so that you can actually have a little story time at home.
Right.
Some flashcards for colors and shapes and things of that nature, numbers, little musical instruments so that they could do the rhythm songs that Miss Kim at my library does with all of the kids. So that's the part of the first part of the early literacy, is that it's a kit that the families can use to grow the early literacy, grow the arts. So got to see, the symphony in action with some of the information that they shared earlier. And that's the concept that we know that everybody learns in a different way. So, implementing that at an early age. But then there's a small little kind of pack that's attached to that early literacy kit, and it's called like a socioeconomic well-being kit. And in that is just a broad topic of information from local entities regarding maybe ADHD, reading struggles. So if you're dyslexic or have any of those type of disabilities, if you want to connect with your parents as teachers, so what are the options for pre-K options? What are some of the care locally? What is some of the local health departments information? So it's to connect some of the families to some more information to further kind of help create a well-rounded child at the same time. Can they use all the information? I'm hoping. If they don't and they pass it on, that's another positive. It's grassroots growing up. So that was our newest thing that we rolled out, was the early literacy kit. And on top of that, obviously, we have we support the Dolly Parton Imagination Library within West Virginia. So then we're also like, wow, on top of that, if you sign up for Dolly, you get that book a month, and you can read that book literally to record your 1,000 books. You could read that book every single day, because we know how kids are. They want to read the same book for a little bit. I was going to ask
if it's 1,000
You
different
can.
books.
It can be 1,000 different books. It could be 500 of the same book. Whatever really, you're hoping that you see a mixture. But I know when I did it with my son, there's clumps of Goodnight Moons and, all of the things that he's still reading with us.
Right.
So kind of having all of those 3 literacy tools at our disposal in Brooke County is our hope, that we're hoping to help the local schools. So when our kids get into the public schools or the private schools or the home schools locally, that they're seeing a positive trend upward with these kids being connected with their families, with literacy, but then just kind of willing to learn and wanting to learn new things. And obviously a library always started out with lending materials. We've really grown from digital to databases. Our digital statistics are going fantastic right now, because it's right on your phone. You don't ever have to come see me. I would love for people to visit me, but the concept is that the library can be open 24/7 and just in different ways.
What's the app?
So with our Overdrive, it's the Libby app. We've also punched through with the Sora app through school, so our local students are also able to download the Sora app through Overdrive, and they identify or verify, I should say, with their student ID, and it automatically punches them in and authenticates that they're users of the ebook. So they don't have to have a library card. We know it's hard for parents to get in, but if they are at the Brooke County schools, they're able to access the Sora. Most schools now have the Chromebooks. Most kids have some sort of smart device or a smart device accessible at home, and that their parents can really, provide further access if they can't get the physical books. So the concept of having a library as your community hub, you have a little bit for all. You have these different programs. We focus a lot, and we have a lot of children's programs, and that's just because they're heavily attended. That's when the families are trying to get them out. But we also have young adult programs. That's kind of a hit or miss kind of subject range, or I should say age range, because they're doing so many different things. But our D&D, our Young Adult Dungeons and Dragons Club, is doing fantastic. They've been meeting since early winter 2019, so I think January, February was their first meeting. They've been going strong. The game masters that are our volunteers are really helping us lead that program. And then kind of move forward to adults. You have the Jerry Fit. So we have Jerry Fit classes at both locations. It's a low intensity workout, completely DVD-led, I guess you would say. So it's not instructor-led, but instructor that's been filmed. And it can be completely chair, or it can just be where you do every movement that they're doing, but you can heavily modify it. So that happens at both locations. We have crochet club, we have craft classes. So we try to do a little bit of everything: information sessions, book talks, financial discussions. Sometimes the information and financial I think some people forget that we offer those, and the goal when you see that is we're just trying to connect you with a different way. We've been working with a local entity that does retirement planning information. So they're not trying to sell you anything. They're literally just trying to say, hey, listen, these are some of the concepts if you're trying to do some retirement planning. We do have one later on this month that people can attend. So our events calendar on our website shows everything that's happening. Our website was newly redesigned about 2.5 years ago. So it has everything, ways to connect, ways to register for programs, what's new and upcoming, and news and blog, and any of the fundraisers that we're doing and supporting. So obviously our Friends group has an annual fundraiser every year for the Santa letters. That is from I believe it's November 20th through December 18th. And that's literally where you can sign up for your child to receive, or a child that's in your family or a friend, to receive a letter from Santa. We have a fantastic volunteer that does the work behind the scenes to make that happen. And those funds and proceeds support the Friends in the requests that we ask them when we need help. The Friends help support our 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten, our movie licensing. So we have movies free at the library. We provide you popcorn and some water. It may not be fancy, but we thought we had a pretty good, nice, 80-some inch TV in our river room. So we really try to make it an experience so that though you think you're sitting in a home environment, it's just as wonderful as going to a theater. So a lot of things happening.
Everything happens at the library.
Yes, yes.
So there's a lot. We talked about reading, and we transitioned immediately into that room that you have that's available for everything, right? You have educational programs, of course, financial literacy courses. You have geriatric type of movement, type
Local
of training.
groups utilizing the meeting rooms.
So if people are interested, you still have space. They can reach out to you about that.
We have 3 rooms between both locations, the 2 main in Wellsburg and the 1 in Follansbee. Typically, it has to be a local group. It has to be either a nonprofit or something that's, doing betterment of some sort of, philanthropic area. We don't rent it out. We really do reserve it so that those smaller groups that can't afford to actually get rentals can have a safe place to meet at the library, have their AV needs met so that there's a TV there to hook into, speakers to play a training video that they've had. We host Narcan trainings. We've hosted so many different groups over the years, and, working with the health department when they need to come in, the local EMA group. A community hub with understanding that it's not going to be a complete quiet environment. We're not an academic library or an old sense style library. We do ask people to be respectful because people are there to do work as well. But when I hear a little kid getting excited and screaming, or they're crying, it makes me upset as well. But it's a place that they can feel welcome, that they're not going to feel shamed for just having normal human emotions. So, it's really exciting to see it, kind of seeing where we're going. Been there 9 years, so it's been a journey in just implementing new things, strengthening things my predecessor had already put kind of the bones down for, and kind of moving forward with in the future. Supporting our local libraries, at the consortium level. We're only as good as the group that we're working with. So making sure that we have that connectivity with local libraries and knowing what they're doing. We've locally seen a few libraries pick up our worm races that we do every year, or our boat races. So it's really excited when you're now a library that people are seeing great ideas that they want to, R&D, rip off and duplicate kindly, and they use it for theirs. That's all about libraries. And the biggest thing is you can attend as many libraries as you want. Most libraries in their program do not require you to have a library card to be a resident of that area, the resident of the state. Shamelessly use every single program that you can get access to, because if it's helping your family, it's helping us, because statistics, foot power, foot traffic, everything in our library showcases us the need that we're staying relevant.
Well, I think for a lot of families, when you have kids doing summer reading, things like that, might be a great time to access the library. Instead of ordering a book somewhere else, you can go and get kids involved and interested there. That's how my kids are familiar with the library, going in and learning from those type of things. And then you got me interested in the digital app, because there are certain programs and subscriptions you can buy that you can purchase purchase, but if you go through Libby, which is the app she mentioned earlier, and you have a library card, doesn't take long to get. You walk in and get a library card, then you're able to have access to so many books. You do have to wait in line sometimes.
You do. It's the same thing as a physical copy. So you're still kind of trying to get into the line, but if you're a commuter and you're an audiobook listener, I was not an audiobook, actually, not until after I had my son. For some weird reason, I got into audiobooks. It's because I didn't have time to physically read the book. And being able to just get those free audiobooks, I am willing to wait unless it's something that I'm like, I need to have now. And everybody's like that. They'll get it where they can or they'll purchase it. But yes, having those digital access.
You mentioned when you're a commuter.
Yes, I'm a commuter and I listen to it. And the Library Commission is rolling out a whole bunch of more databases that are going to be statewide accessible.
Oh, great.
So us promoting that, getting the connection in with these. They're bringing back tutor.com. We had that a few years ago. We just didn't have the statistics locally to pay for it. But if somebody is willing to foot the bill and pay for that statewide, I will tell people fair and wide because it's a fantastic thing. You think tutor.com and you think it's just going to be for students who are in the education or learning something. It actually also has job training, meaning that they will actually do little mini kind of interview sessions so that you can get comfortable if you've never been to an interview before. They'll go over your resume, help you kind of strengthen it. So fantastic tools that are coming to us that, we don't necessarily directly provide, but we're able to kind of really inform our patrons about. And obviously that all comes with having the support, the funding, everything helping us to go through with it. Our fundraisers, they all kind of come to a head and just making sure that we're still relevant. We do have a fundraiser coming up next Monday, actually, at the local Texas Roadhouse in Steubenville. So from 4 to 8, if you show the flyer, 10% of your meal proceeds, your food proceeds, come back to the library. And we also have a raffle basket that we normally do. And this raffle one that we're doing, that we'll be selling tickets at my main location all week here, and then next Monday at the actual event will be a $100 Kroger gift card. So, perfect for the, many holidays, plethora of holidays coming up, and it's just making sure people remind them that we're here for them. We may not see them for a few years because maybe something changes in their life and they're really busy, but we'll be here for them in the 5-10 years that they're back with their families, or maybe they had change and needing access, they need our hotspots, they need something that we're there for them whenever they need it.
You really have been able to bend with the times and add new things as needed. The hotspots are, you can check them out like it's a book, and you can use them in your homes, and we know that that's a problem throughout West Virginia. So such a great, smart thing that you guys have done. You've continued to do that. You continue to grow. You continue to add new things, to change with the times, to make things more accessible to people. That's normally the main barrier between...
You have to stay relevant. You really do. As a library, you had that big fear when ebooks came and was like, hey guys, we're new. They thought print was going to die, but it has not. You have equal use of it. And as long as you're staying relevant, as long as your patrons know that there's different programs for them, sometimes we miss the mark and we don't find just everybody, but it's so hard to get. There's 18,000 and some people that are noted to live in Brooke County. There's no way I'm meeting the 18,000 some people in that community, but if I can meet one person and their family, and then if they're going through some different time, positive, negative, and their family member just goes, have you went to the library? They have an amazing information brochure that will get you in contact with all the local food pantries and all of this, and will give you the information for the info helpline and everything that's accessible in the Ohio Valley. I don't want to be the best kept secret. I want to, be loud and let people know that we're here for them. And, if we don't see them for a while, I'm quite all right. I know we'll see them again.
Yeah, you really are a good community resource, and all the programs that you've added have just been able to rope a lot more people in. So well done.
Trying. Without my staff, I literally would not keep the sanity level going strong. So it is very important to have a supportive board and supportive staff behind me.
For
So
sure.
that's 100% needed.
Yep, and the community's behind you as well.
100%. We need them to even do what we're doing.
Yep. Well, thank you, Alex. Thanks for sharing all of the information. I know my children, they're not grown, but my youngest is now 9. So we've gone through the libraries. We've grown up in the library, and I really have seen the benefit of what it provides to the community and giving them the space to explore and be kids where it's not just the traditional shh.
Yes,
type
we
of
do not
libraries.
shush. I get shushed in my library often, but it's just to see it. Use whatever library. You don't use my library, I'm fine with that. But if you use some other library, that is the biggest takeaway, is knowing, and then just understanding every library can't hit everything that another library is doing. So just being respectful of what your library can do, maybe giving suggestions. I'm always willing to give suggestions, but I'm also willing to sit down with you and say, hey, listen, fantastic idea. I might not be able to roll this out for a few years, and this is why. So being upfront and open with it is definitely a key point, but using any library you can gain access to is definitely like the most takeaway point that I can give you.
Awesome. Well, Alex, thanks for all your hard work in this industry. Truly, it's not often you see a lot of young people in the industry to try to keep that movement rolling, and you're doing a great job. So thank you.
I appreciate it.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining Your Town. I heard from 2 organizations, and at the heart of both of them, we're getting kids involved in different things that aren't traditional, that are still really prevalent in this area, that are important in this area. Arts and reading are really the future of the kids and a way for them to play and be creative. So get your families involved with the symphony and with your local library. We'll see you next week.
I am completing my postmaster's educational leadership certification, and what I like about it was that I could complete it completely online. My classes each week are very structured, so I don't fall behind, yet it is flexible because I can kind of work on my own pace and I can adapt to my schedule. Even though it is online, it's set up so that you can develop personal relationships with your classmates and with the faculty.
I feel that West Liberty is preparing me to be a future leader. One of the requirements in the program is to work closely with a supervisor, and this provides the opportunity for an authentic experience.
I think school leadership development is very important for future leaders so they can get a taste of what they're going to be doing every day and help prepare them for the future.
I feel that this has been one of the most valuable professional developments that I've ever had. I've learned a lot about not only leadership, but about myself. And I feel that it has made me a better teacher.
The collaborative work that I do with Kayla is definitely very valuable. She's been a great help to us here at the school.
Recently, we have been working on scheduling for next year. We have been working on getting the students who require special education services in the right classes, if they need small group instruction or collaborative instruction. We have also worked on school discipline. I recently completed a root cause analysis on discipline referrals and suspensions, and I'm planning on using that for my final capstone project. One of my goals after completion is to someday become an administrator because I want to have an impact on improving organizational outcomes to not only better the school system, but the community as well. I hope to someday foster an environment that emphasizes teamwork, innovative thinking, and equal participation to achieve objectives.
I guess if I was saying what my overall goal was, is just to be the best leader that I can be, and I want to inspire and empower others. I want to build collaborative and culturally responsive relationships within my building and throughout the county.
Hi, my name is Craig Bober. I'm a senior finance major at West Liberty University, and today I'm going to be showing you what it's like to be a part of this program. Heading to my first class of the day, investment portfolio analysis with Professor Jess.
We're going to start off doing some current events, and then we're going to look at evaluating some stocks, figuring out the intrinsic value. We're going to do Knight, Tyson, Disney, and waste management. We need to make some investments with the investment club.
The finance program at West Liberty is an exceptional experience. In the program, there are amazing teachers that always make class fun and engaging. A new student enrolling in the program should expect a personable learning experience when you're engaging in classroom activities and building relationships with your teachers and classmates. I chose the major in finance because of my interest in the finance world and my want to pursue a career in business. My goals after graduating are to become a certified financial planner and help people achieve their retirement and savings goals. We're heading to my second class of the day, Management Capstone with Dr. Rakia.
So part of what we've been doing over the last several weeks was looking at the internal and external factors of the companies that you had chosen to research.
This major is good for others to consider because of the quality of education you receive and the relationships you build with the people in the business department. Professionally, with a finance degree, you have many different career options like banking, insurance, financial planning, or even tax services. I chose West Liberty University because I did not want to go far from home, but I still wanted to be away. Personally, what I like most about West Liberty is the great people that live here. West Liberty Business program attracts many people from different countries, so this provides you with a unique and diverse learning environment being here. We're going to be heading into the investment club meeting.
So as we talked about, here's our current portfolio allocation. So we still have about $5,000 left, so we need to make some investments.
The Investment Club is a student-ran club that is sponsored by West Banco, where we use real money to buy stocks and bonds to build a class portfolio. This club is a great place to learn about the stock market and how investing works. All the decisions that we make regarding our portfolio are voted on by all the members of the club. And now for my last class of the day, my finance capstone with Professor Jesse. West Liberty's Finance Capstone is unique because it is a CFP board-registered program, which is something that not all colleges offer. In this course, we learn about topics like ethics, retirement planning, tax planning, and risk management, which prepares us for the CFP exam. And now we're going to cap off the day with playing some basketball with my friends. Being a student athlete, there are many challenges that come with it, but the rewards far outweigh them. Through my 4 years of playing football here, I learned many valuable life skills and have built friendships that will last a lifetime. Thanks for coming along with me today, and for more information, just visit our website.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nicole Ennis, Interim Dean of the College of Education and Human Performance at West Liberty University.
And I'm Dr. Richard Whitehead, the Interim Chair of Graduate Teaching and Learning. The moment the community and region has been waiting years for has finally arrived. West Liberty's first ever doctorate program just received full HLC approval to launch.
The Doctor of Education in Instructional Leadership, Management, and Innovation will prepare professionals to take on new leadership roles in various fields of their organization. We are officially accepting applications for the first cohort to begin in late September, with annual cohorts starting yearly in May. If you're ready to start your doctorate in education, now's the time.
The next chapter of your life can start in 3 years. Visit westliberty.edu/EDD to get started today.
Cherry red 350. Don't ask questions, just ride with me. Just ride. I ain't got that much, I ain't got a lot. Nope, but I'm still pulling off this plaza line. Boss life. I ain't gotta say it, you know what it is. Professor Ollie and Dr. Giggles, the Wonder Kid. Yeah, we party hard and stay up late. Hold up, but don't get it twisted. My week is graduate. We run the yard, call it black and gold. The game is so never told. Strolling down a yellow brick road on them. Stomping hard forever, we ice cold on them. We set examples, set the bar high. Real high. Competition giver, they don't even try. Never. Wise move, we the precursor. You heard? I got a gang of brothers, we ain't trying to hurt you. We deep. I walked on ice, but I never fell. Never. We got some stories I could